Hi and welcome to the Factory Board Game Club. I'm Harry, your host. So what is this channel? Well, I've set up this channel to run along with classes that I'm starting from next week in Lucan and West Dublin. And the idea of the classes that I'm going to be running is to teach soft skills through gaming to 10 to 16 year olds and their parents and guardians. And that's who I'm looking at. I'm only in this hobby a couple of years, but it was very evident to me, both individually and as a parent, the things that can be learned from this hobby by basically playing the right board games under the right circumstances with the right people. So as we know, well, not just children, but we know that children can achieve far more as adults is the same if it's in the right environment. And that's what I'm going to be trying to do. And the other thing we know is that the best way to learn any skill is practice. But practice with fun and motivation. So that's basically the idea. we've over 100 games and it's increasing. So a lot of them there are behind, not all, because a lot of these are pretty heavy and will be too heavy for the club. So you can contact us on Facebook and then you'll get our WhatsApp details and stuff. That's where we're starting small. Hopefully when we look back in a year's time, there'll be a ticker tape and I'll add all the other places and expansions that we've done. So get in contact, book a place, and then come on down. Yourself, kids, and we'll introduce you, we'll teach. Because like with anything new, it's the first step. And the thing with board gaming is there's a little bit of work, and this is the downside. There's a little bit of work in board gaming. You have to learn. You have to open the box. And then you have to learn, and then you get to play. What I can say is that if we're honest, we'll know the best things in life take work. They're a bit harder. Easy is easy, but better is better. For somebody who's been playing video games for near on 40 years, I can tell you, my opinion, I get way more fun out of this. So that's the idea. Come down, I will teach you and make you realize it's actually worth it. So soft skills. So what are soft skills? To quote someone else, they are the core set of skills to navigate life's challenges. And we know life is challenging. We know life is tough. We know life is hard. It's definitely not fair. It's easier when you've got better soft skills. Just through this hobby alone, I've learned soft skills that I didn't have before that I wish someone taught me or life had taught me when I was younger. It never happened. And I feel it's maybe it's harder for a lot of kids and people to work on those soft skills in a safe space, in the right environment where the consequences aren't too hard. Mobile phones and smartphones, they're great, but there's an over-reliance on them. And our younger generation and ourselves, older generation, we need a place to go and learn these skills. And that's kind of my idea for this. What else? Well, the quote someone else, executive function skills that we use for self-regulation. Well, that's just simply not losing it. Learn the skills to deal with stress, to deal with our emotions, to try and come up and make the best choices in life. That's all that is. There can be too much of an emphasis on feelings sometimes. And feelings are important and they have a place. But sometimes we have to step back and figure out what the best decisions for us is. And that comes from our soft skills. And then I heard somebody say this, and this really blew my mind a little bit, and I've been pondering this for a while. But they can help people feel successful and happy in life. And I think that's just figuring out what makes us happy. And then figuring out how to get there. Because success is subjective. What's successful for you ain't successful for me. And it's something that we have to figure out ourselves. And I think that again, it's the soft skills. So there's loads and loads of headings for soft skills, for what they can come under. Critical thinking, problem solving, leadership, teamwork, communication, work ethic, awareness, time management, that kind of thing. Grit was some, there's loads of different ones. But here are the 5 that really kind of just at the top to kind of give you an idea of what you can learn from coming down and playing these games in the right environment. So the first one is planning. So planning, we just call that strategy. But planning is just, figuring out how I get from A to B. What's the best way for me to get to A to B? That's all it is. It's to make and carry out concrete goals and plans. That's it. Strategy. Simple enough. Focus. Now, focus is the ability to concentrate on what's important. I'm terrible at this. I'm not terrible at the first part. I don't think many of us are. I think we all have this amazing ability and it's to concentrate on stuff. But it's the what's important part. And in playing games, especially ones that have strategy, okay, you will find very quickly that if you concentrate on the wrong thing, you're going to lose. So that's pretty simple, isn't it? The ability to concentrate on what's important. Now, what's important? Okay, that's where awareness comes in. So awareness is just the noticing of situations and understanding what's going on. Something which I think is extremely hard in today's life. We are surrounded by we live in a world of marketing and advertising which is just lies. So we have to figure that out. We have to figure out whether the people sitting in front of us, are they being honest? Are they not? Figuring out what's going on around us. That's all. And then that works into our planning and our focus, figuring out what's important and our strategy. So it's all linked. So awareness, noticing situations and understanding what's the what and the why. And the who sometimes. Self-control. The controlling how we respond. I'm not very good at this. My kids will tell you that. I can get emotional and I suffer from stress. Who doesn't? We live in a stressful world. And our emotions and how we feel they're important, as I said before. But they can get in the way of us making the right decisions. And sometimes there's a game I have, it's up here. King is Dead, one of my favorite games. And sorry, excuse me. And I was playing it last week. You can play it with 3, or with 4. And something we noticed that what can happen sometimes is that you get too. It's an area control game, sort of, right? It's amazing, but it's one of these counties, and you want to win it when you should let go, but you end up sacrificing the win because you want that one thing, because for some reason you put some sort of emotional value on that. So excuse me. So that happens to me. Still happens to me a lot playing games, and come here. I need better self-control. I also need better focus because I'm focusing on the wrong thing. But by playing, you'll come down and you'll get better at that. Because I am getting better at it myself. And the last thing, and here's the 5th thing, and this is, to me, this is number 1. It's flexibility. I think there's a lot of stress and anger and shouting and roaring in the world at the moment, and road rage and rage everywhere. is because people don't have the ability to adapt to changing situations. So flexibility and adaptability, which comes back into your planning, changing your strategy, focusing, maybe I got that wrong. And the more I think about it and the more I ponder and the more I listened to experts talk about it, I realized that they're all linked. And you need all these things when you're playing board games with people, whether it's competitive or cooperative or even playing solo. Like, who wouldn't want to be better at all these things? And I honestly believe, otherwise I wouldn't be doing this, that by come down, play the board games, we'll teach you, we'll show you, it'll take some time. And you can develop those skills to be, as I said, to be successful in life. So before I go, I'm just going to show you 2 games. One, it's the last game I bought for the club. I had it here. Hold on a second. This is it here. See if I can pronounce it properly. Quacks of Quedlinburg. Oh my God, this game is fun. It is so much fun. I'll just give you a look there at the back. So basically what it is you're trying to get the most points from having the best potion. And you're pulling the ingredients of your potion blind out of a bag. You know what you start with. You're buying more potions and you're putting them in, or more ingredients. So you know what's in the bag, you think. So you're dealing with odds, probability. It's risk management. And it's fun. You'll get to learn and work on risk management. That's it. You won't even realize you're doing it. And it's fun. And it's great. And it'll be one of the games. By the way, some of these games look complicated. And if you've never played some of them, they're going to feel a little complicated. But what you're going to do is, if you've never played before, you come down and we'll start with the simpler games. And within that, you'll learn certain mechanics. And that will allow you, if you want to, is to step onto something that has a bit more meat in it. Till you find your level. After 3 years, I have figured out the games that I like and I have found my level. I like the big heavy games, but I find I don't have as much fun when I play them with other people until I know them really well, because that's just, it's probably a little bit above for my multiplayer level. But playing solo, I love the heavy game because I can take my time. Time management is a thing in this hobby and playing as in life. So the game that got me into this whole hobby, that led me down this road to start this adventure today, is this one here. And this will be one of the first games, Cockroach Poker. I was in town. I've been playing a bit of Magic the Gathering. Wasn't for me. And I was in the game shop and I just picked that up. 18 quid, I think it was. Depending on how you look at it, the best or worst 18 quid I've ever spent. But I picked it up. I liked the look of it. Brought it home. Loved the artwork. There's the artwork there. Look. How beautiful. It's amazing. And this will be my next video, by the way. Because I'm going to be doing videos on all games in the library. And I'm only going to be really talking about games in the library, so that when you're coming down to us, you can come here and you can get an idea of how to play a game before you come down. But this game has been so much fun. And all it is passing a card face down to someone and you're telling them what it is and they have to figure out whether you're telling the truth or not. That's it. But the mechanic in it that I'd never seen before that blew my mind, and that when we played for the first time, how I realized a very simple thing changed everyone's attitude and everyone's thinking. It was one small little thing. there isn't one winner in this game. There's one loser. I'd never played a game like that before. And when I pondered and thought about why this game blew me, it was that one little thing. And it just changed how everyone was at the table. And we've had so much fun with this game. If I could pick any game for anyone to own, any family to own, to me, this is it. But I have an emotional connection to this because this has led me down to where I am now today, to making this video and starting this class, was because of this game. And it's still one of my favorite games. And it still sits there. Or somewhere, hold on, I'll move that so I can... There you go. So, yeah. And just even from a learning point of view in that game, it's that idea you learn, I suppose, social deduction and communication. And that game especially, and I've loads of those types of games, as you know, that's the idea. But the idea where you can come down and you can learn about bluffing nearly. You know, you're going to be teaching your kids, but in a controlled, I think, and in a safe place, in the right environment. So they can learn that skill so that they can have a better idea of when people are lying to them. I know that can sound, I don't know, very hoity-toity maybe, but that's honestly how I feel about these games. I feel the skills are there to be learned to take outside of the room and out through the door and into the real world, where they can help them make better decisions and be more aware of what's going on around them. For some reason, the Karate Kid popped into my head, you know, where Mr. Miyagi is getting him to wash the car and get him to paint the fence. So he's learning without realizing that he's learning. And that's the idea. That's the idea of this. Come down, have fun, you learn. The worst thing that'll happen if you come down and your kids come down is that they will have learned how to learn something. That in itself is a skill. So yeah, get in contact. I'm on Facebook, email, WhatsApp. Obviously here below, please like, share, and just get in contact. If you have any questions or anything like that, please, I will answer as best I can. Just to tell you that I love this hobby. I truly do. I fell in love with it very quickly. And I do believe that there's a place in this hobby for everybody. There's a game here for everybody. I honestly believe that. If you come down, we'll try and help. And then obviously from watching our videos, maybe you'll find it yourself at home. So yeah, come here, everybody. Stay safe, be good, and talk to you soon. Bye.